Hello, good morning. Let's get a little bit of music. What's up, guys? Oh, that's not good. How do I fix that one? It's supposed to be a countdown. That's too big, isn't it? Why is it so big? You don't like to chase, that's the only way I go. Drinking steady, I don't know. I might have to get the phone, feel the mighty with the blow. Tell me what you wanna show. She break it down, need more, baby, come on. That's supposed to be a countdown timer. Why is it like that? Got a perfect body, wanna ride, baby, take it slow, take it slow. She bend it down, she a porn star, baby, whoa. She break it down, need more, baby, come on. Just come home. I break it down, baby, sit down, get on low. Get down low. Got a perfect body, wanna ride, baby, take it slow, take it slow. She bend it down, she a porn star, baby, whoa. Wow, I don't really wanna go, no. Wanna kick back, take a photo. Put your bend down, hit the end zone, never wanna go. We gon' fuck it, we gon' float it. Equal roses, spread her legs, I feel like Moses. Let her go, she moving golden. Love the way you fucking ride. Good. There we go. We got it. Yo, what the fuck, man? What the fuck happened to that? Good to see you guys. Porn and WoW, yeah. Yeah, I bought World of Warcraft. I played a little bit. I think I got to like level 20 or something. I've been lazy as hell, guys. Stream or lecture? Which one's gonna make you more money, dude? That's the answer. Been a lazy weekend. Barely got off the couch, guys. Time to change things up. Went to the gym. Really helped. Hey Hunter, it's a pleasure to see you here. How do you know which PD array will interact with the priced what? I don't know what a PD array is, dude. Let me find out you sad about you, girl. I mean, it's lonelier. For the best. We needed to separate. You look at GBP NZD? Yeah, maybe we can look at that one. Why not? We'll start off with that one. How about? Where is it? Alright, let's start this one. Boom. There we are. A little bit blurry. It's all good.
Check it out. Dingus General. New mug just came in. Best mug. If you guys don't know what that is, that's the channel name in the Discord. Alright. Cut the track. Okay. How are you? I'm doing well. I'm doing alright. To be honest. Why is this loose? To be honest, not the best. But we're still making money. Okay, cool. Cause that's what we do best, is we turn money into more money. That's the name of the game. It's just like when you go to the gym, you're turning muscles into more muscles. You're just picking up things so that you can pick up heavier things, so that in turn you can get bigger so that you can pick up heavier things. Just like we're using money to make more money so that we can make even more money. It's really an addiction, isn't it? It doesn't do that much for us. It doesn't do that much. Once you got enough money, we're just trying to make more money for no reason. Okay, cool. What did you say about pound kiwis? I entered a trade at 4:45 UK time. Come on, man. You're making this so difficult for me. 4:45 UK time. Okay, so 4:45 UK time, I'm assuming is like right here. Right? I think, like right here. Because this is 8. That's probably 4:45-ish. Okay. And wait, I can't. You didn't even tell me what direction you're trading. You just said you entered a trade. I'm assuming you longed. Dude, get better with your questions. This. Oh God. Okay. Okay, here's your problem. Big ol' move down. Breaking through, you know, a massive low range, right? You know, obviously, you know, you've kind of tested this. You could be saying, okay, it tested that and then bounced up. But the thing is, you got a big old move down there, and simply all you're doing is you're retesting this supply, untested supply, and you're staircasing back down. That's generally how price moves, right? Makes a new low, comes back, retests, and then back down. So what you've done is you've basically longed a high for no reason. You're in a downtrend. So this is just ridiculous. That's what you did wrong. Is you're just trying to fight a trend, right? For no reason. Now, if you had seen something that shows obvious signs of reversal, then it's a different story. But this shows nothing, right? You've just basically randomly guessed that it will bounce off of this level, which we don't randomly guess. Okay, because it bounces off of every level. You know, it'll bounce off of every level a little bit, right? Okay, cool. Boom, 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 boom. How you doing, mate? Oh, I'm doing all right. I'm an EG buy. Let's look at EG. Let's see if you're doing well. Oh, you are doing well. I took a light day today trading here, guys. I didn't trade yesterday. It was a holiday yesterday. And I've been pretty dang lazy the past couple days, honestly. So it's a bit hard to get off the couch a little bit, but the gym helps. So I'm feeling a little bit better right now. So I was like, okay, let's throw a stream in because I missed it earlier. And let's get things done. Okay, cool. I like it. Look at this. I like this. If you were able to enter on that, that would have been really awesome. I honestly would have looked for a lower low. I wouldn't have entered there. Personally, I would have missed this, honestly. But you are seeing, you know, on the lower time frame, multiple lows being swept, massive momentum changes, and then the reversal back down here to enter on a retest here. So if you're in a long right now, our only concerns are, you know, this is the high, right, which we could be sweeping right now. And we see, you know, possibly, I would say if we start closing back below this level, there's a good chance that this is going to continue back down. So what I would actually honestly do is if you're in a long right now, this is your first take profit because I assume you entered somewhere around here during the start of the day, somewhere around here, right? This is really your first take profit. Your second take profit's right up here. Is it not? Because let's think about this. This is the start of that original move, right? If we throw this on the higher time frame, you can see that this is one strong move, right? Coming down. So most likely, if you're in a long, and this is still continuing down, right? Which we haven't really met anything on this side yet, so there's a good chance that this actually does continue down, right? Before we have to hit like something probably. We haven't actually hit anything. So most likely it's going to continue down even further. We just don't know how high it's going to come up here. So if this is one solid move, right? Then you can probably assume we're going to come back for a deep retrace, right? Probably somewhere in this area. Depends where you draw your fib, because people draw fibs in different spots, right? But roughly, you're going to be coming back to that area. Order block on the 1 hour here. Or you can do the 4 hour order block right there, right? So that would be the second take profit. I would have my stops at break even right now, and I would be taking one off already. All right, Jesus, you guys are going nuts. What do you think about ICT? He's all right. He's kind of sucks at explaining things. I think he makes money. He knows how to make money, and if you follow his rules, you will make money. I don't trade exactly like him, but I trade similarly. Hey Hunter, can you please look at this chart? Yeah, sure, man. Close out Facebook so that I don't accidentally open it up. Trading view. I would hate for you guys to see my friends. Nice hoodie. Oh yeah, thanks, man. Bulking bad. Hoo-hoo. It is pretty cool. I had this one for a long time. Wear it in winter when I get a little chunky. We got a little chunky in here. Okay. Hey Chris. Hey Chris, what do you think about Canadian Japanese yen? Do you want to come to my birthday party? Okay. Yeah, this is a strong guess of what could happen, right? Because it would make a lot of sense for all of these lows to get swept. You're seeing a momentum shift right here on the 15. Let me just pull this up so I can see a little bit more detail. It's a cool idea. So yeah, it's actually fulfilling exactly what you thought, because right now there's no reason for this to bounce in this zone, but it could cause a reversal, right? The reason I say there's no reason for it to bounce in this zone is because this would have been the bounce area and it's already been tested, right? So it's already been filled. So this is now weak. So it's now useless to us, right? So we think that if anything is going to happen and reverse there, it's going to be a sweep reversal, right? So it is getting late in the day. So this is a yen pair. So you might be able to catch some action on the Asia session here. Yen pairs are the exception to trading in the Asia session. So this is actually a cool trade. So if it does actually sweep around like that, then I would look for a low time frame entry in the Asia session after Tokyo probably opens, in I think it's 5 hours from now or something like that. But look at this. Look at that, buddy. See, I think you got a pretty smart idea on your hands there. See it? It's going. So what we want to just make sure in 15-minute here is that the levels that are kind of bringing us out are getting broken back into, right? So it has to actually break back up here, come for a retest, and then go, right? Because if this shows a lot of momentum to the downside, we want to show equal momentum coming back up at least. Equal or greater. You took a buy on EU uptrend. It hit my stop. Don't yell at me, by the way. Top locks seems like you're yelling at me. You didn't buy an uptrend here, dude. That's a downtrend, is it not? I don't understand. There's no uptrend here. Okay, so I actually took a trade here today. And I took a long right on this level. Right? And that is because a little bit higher time frame here. We see a momentum shift behind some lows, right? And then they came back for the retest of that order block right here. So I was able to get in a long right at it was like 5 a.m. my time, something like right here. 10 minutes after while I was waking up or something, I think right around this area. And then we take profit here, first one off, and then stop at break even, right? So that's a trade that I took today. But the reason was not because it was an uptrend. The reason was because we saw momentum shifts, right? We saw obvious tests of this previous order block, right? It's a little bit, might have been a little bit front run, but it looks pretty good to me. And then we saw the sweeps of these lows, right? Right. All this area sweeping down and then the momentum shift, right? So that's why we wanted to get in really quick. And this would have had a good potential to come all the way back up here and hunt all these stops right here, right? So that would have been our second take profit if it did rocket up. But we always take our first take profit at a nice clean area that we know we can get in at, out at, and it would be nice and safe for us, right? There's literally a time zone indicator on his screen. Yeah, exactly. It helps me. I don't want to look at the SPX. I don't know shit about this, guys. I mean, I can give you my analysis. Okay, here's my analysis. It will continue up. I don't know. Like, the problem with the stock market is it just goes up slowly and then people panic and it dumps randomly and it just dumps randomly and then slowly goes up again. So all you have to do is just wait for the dump, buy it, and then it slowly goes up and then sell the tops again. Right? That's all you have to do. But I don't trade this shit. I don't know it. Not for me. This is I don't know. It's a bit different. The manipulation is different. So it's not the same. It's not the same strategy that I like to trade. So I don't want to touch it. Right. I can kind of tell you what I think. You know, this is obviously a level, right? But the levels don't really matter as much. What are you looking for when you see a retest of a supply and demand after manipulation? So here, let's assume that this was manipulation, right? And what I'm looking for on the supply and demand retest is that, I think that's what you're asking. Says, what are you? Edward says, what are you looking for when you see a retest? Oh, Edward, I don't think I've seen you. You've recently become a green subscriber there. Sweet. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Basically, I'm looking for a untested area that it hasn't come back to. So most closely the liftoff point, right? And then we're gonna look for a bounce off that level, right? So once we get back down here, we're gonna show that we're actually bouncing off that level, right? And then we're gonna enter. So we have to show that it's actually going to show like a little bit of momentum here. You can even jump down to the 1 minute. I like to do that sometimes, and it gives me a better idea of like what's actually going on. So you should see slowing at this level and then reversal, and then you can enter. Like, thing is though, if you just see like massive candles and it's like closing below, then there's like no reason to enter. But here you see obviously the level that we wanted to buy in at, right, You see the wicks, and you're seeing that the selling is weakening, right? I think I entered a little bit around here or something, and then my stop was like here. Yeah, my stop was like down here. I think I entered on this area. And then yeah, it was something like this. Yeah, it was exactly this, and then we took a take profit there for first take profit. Check EG. Did we already look at EG? We already look at this one? I swear we already looked at, yeah, we already looked at this. How do you pick which pairs to trade on per day? The day before I go through and I just quickly scan the market for any like major biases I see. And I'm posting that in like the membership side of my Signal group, but I'm not doing it on live stream there. It's just like a quick like 5-minute thing that I just like kind of scan through and I say, okay, this I have a bias to this side, I have a bias to that side, and then the next day I will look for those if there's any good setups on those pairs. Like the bias, it just tells me the direction it's going to go. If I see a bias, it's just going to tell me which direction it goes. But I still need to find the entry, so that's the problem. So like, let's say I scanned before, and I'm like, okay, odds Swiss is going to go down today, right? For example, then I still have to find the entry. So it's not like I'm going to win all the time, but as long as I know the direction, it's a lot easier to get the bias. Other than that, if I don't have any like major biases, because I would say maybe only like maybe only like 2 or 3 days a week I have like a bias for something that is like very obvious that it's going to go a certain direction. Then I'm just going to be checking like EU, GU, odd U, Euro pound, things like that. I just check a couple of them to see if I have my these are the majorly manipulated pairs. So that's what I'm best at trading, right? So then I'll look for like these sweeps and momentum shifts, and then look for an entry, right? So if I see something like this, right? So that's why I entered on the euro here today, because I saw that momentum shift, and then on the New York Open, it was pretty obvious to me that this would be retested and then rallied, right? I mean, this is a little bit harder of a trade to see. This isn't a super clean setup. The super clean setups is what you guys should go for, is when you're learning the obvious momentum shifts, like single candle momentum shifts, shit like this, right? Where you see highs and you see the sweep and then it breaks down. So like, what does that look like maybe on the lower time frame? Let me jump to the 15 maybe. Right, look at this. So you have obvious, very quick sweeps, right? And then breaking back down. And then you have options for retests for your entries, right? But this one's much harder to see. It takes much more time to see something like that. It takes a lot more practice to see this one. But you get used to it. What do I think about this chart? Heimerdinger. I'll put that one on one sec. That's not a chart, dude. What broker do I use? Here, go to hunterfx.faq. That's my brokers that I recommend. hunterfx.co. These are the brokers I recommend. This one's good for EU and whatnot. Basically not the States, and this one's good for everything else. And this one's good if like you're 17 or something and you need like no KYC. So you can like get in without providing address or anything like that if you're paranoid or underage. How do you get your sessions indicator so they won't overlap and look messy? This is the one I use. This is what it's called. Sessions London, New York, Asia. Check this chart. Sure, I'll try this one. Right, odd JPY. I don't understand the logic, man. You tried to long right here. I can't for the life of me have any idea why. You're longing a downtrend and there's no momentum shift. There's no manipulation. I think you're just basically trying to long this random line you've drawn, which lines don't do anything if they're diagonal. Horizontal lines sometimes work. But think about it. Like, why would a diagonal line make any sense? Right? Horizontal lines make sense because you can set a resting order there, and that horizontal line will always hold true until that level is filled, right? Diagonal lines are dynamic. They're always changing, right? So what do you think a big player is going to do? Somebody with a lot of money, do you think they're going to be watching the market and saying, hey, the diagonal line's now down this far, so I should move my entry? No, it fucking makes no sense. People with a lot of money don't have time to like be watching the charts. They just say, okay, here's a big level, right? Maybe I'm going to put my order around that area. Like, they might put it behind, they might put it on, you know? I can't say exactly what, but that level is always the level, right? And then they know that eventually it's going to come back up here, right? That's why horizontal lines sometimes work. Diagonal lines will never work. It's just random if they work, right? It's honestly just a coincidence that this was like lined up with that line, right? It's just a coincidence. And it's probably because it was based off of a horizontal line, right? It's just a coincidence. It has absolutely nothing to do with diagonal lines. How can I start if I'm underage? Well, here you go, dude. Sign up with Prime XBT. XBT, yeah. Go to hunterfx.faq. They got a 50% deposit bonus too when you use my code, so you have to use this link and you get 50% more when you deposit. There you go. You have to like deposit in crypto though. So you have to get crypto and whatnot and then deposit in there. I'm gonna make a video probably this week how to get started with crypto or something. Maybe next week. We'll see. A lot of people are gonna want to jump on crypto pretty soon. Who makes your indicator? Because that indicator on TradingView overlaps and looks crap. This one? Sessions London, New York, Asia. Those are the only indicators I use, dude. It's just these two. These other things are like weekly high-low. Don't use them. This one's like monthly levels. This one's previous month close. I mean, I don't use them, but it's just horizontal levels. All right, guys. Oh, you want to look at gold? Right. So this is what we talked about, isn't it? Why am I so good? Oh my god, so good at trading. Teach me, daddy. Okay. Cool. So we talked about how this was probably bullshit last week because we didn't actually get to the level we wanted to get to. We were just manipulating people. Now I'm pretty satisfied that that was actually the high because we've rallied off of it pretty strong for the bears. Mind you, it hasn't shown any like major manipulation yet. So I'm a little bit unsure. I think what's going to happen, just what makes sense to me, obviously it's going to come up, retest, and I think it's going to hunt these lows. Before continuing back up. I think gold long term, it always does well. I think it's going to come down here, hunt these lows, and then continue up long term. So if you're looking for an investment, I would honestly start investing in gold, as we're getting back down to 1800s here, low 1800s. But this is still bullish, is it not? Yeah. On the higher time frame, it's still relatively bullish. We're not seeing any major movements to the downside. Yeah, this looks fine. I would only worry if we're closing below this for a long term. We're closing below this order block here. So if you're looking for like long-term investments, I would probably look for longs right around 18, and then get out of your positions if we're dropping like 1650s. Short-term time frames, again, we're going to be looking for longs basically down here, shorts back up here. Right, it's pretty obvious like what should be done here. I wouldn't be longing this right here. Doesn't make much sense to me right now. All right, you want me to look at this one? All right, Heimer. If this doesn't work, man, I'm gonna be pissed at you. Oops, that's my bad. Still doesn't work, dude. What is inefficiency? Not something I can explain super well, honestly. Basically, you can basically treat it quite similar to supply and demand. I'm not great with it, honestly. But it's like origin of moves here. You can treat it very similar. It's the same logic that basically there's still orders to be filled back up here. So this is essentially a gap in where trading has occurred. So we need to come back to fill more orders. You see manipulation on 1 hour. When do you enter? On the 5 minute. I enter based off the 5 minute. I watch like 1 hour largely for like manipulation. Or on the high volume pairs, I can watch the 5 minute for manipulation even. It's pretty obvious. Like this pair is pretty great for scalping.